Hey guys, welcome to one of the first videos we're actually making on this channel. If you don't know by now, I'm Austin and I drive a pretty much clap 350Z. It's my drift car. I've had it for about 5 years and just about everything on this car I've done on my own. Right now it's not running the way it should, and the goal for this off season is to refresh the car and actually make it drive the way it should, because we want to compete next year. So I got my buddy Josh over here. He's gonna help me with pulling the motor. Luckily, we did not rod knock the motor, but we're gonna pull the motor and the trans. We're gonna do everything we need to do to refresh the motor, including gaskets, spark plug tube seals, because every time I'm pulling a coil pack or spark plug out, they're all soaked in oil. We're gonna do a PCV delete, because with us running much thicker oil, that's probably the reason why these seals are giving out. And then we are going to do a clutch and flywheel, because this car has been on a stock clutch for about 15,000 miles. And like the last 5,000 of them have all been like drift miles, either of drifting or driving around the track in the general area. So that's the game plan.
To the track, maybe?
Not to the track. We got this thing, man.
Oh, so you've been towing it?
Oh yeah, I have never driven this thing to the track, just because there are no tracks close enough to chance it.
Yeah.
Like going all the way out to Lanier, it's a 2.5 hour drive. If shit goes bad, it's not fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, game plan for the day, hopefully get the entire front end off the car. We're gonna compression test the motor just to make sure it's not cooked before we go through all these parts on it. And that's pretty much it. So let's go dive into this.
All right, guys, so we're finally diving into the off-season content. I'm super excited about this. Right now, we're working on removing the supporting pieces for radiator core support, as well as the headlights, the intake, and the hood for the lead. We're removing the intake so we get good access to the driver bank of the motor for our compression test, which, results pending, will determine whether or not we get to reuse this motor. Hopefully, results come back good, and we don't have much more work to do. Fingers crossed.
A little bit more.
All right, so the results are in. For cylinder 1, we have 181 PSI, so good. We're targeting in between 142 and 185, so that's a solid number. Cylinder 2, we have 165, and this is actually our lowest cylinder, but it's close enough to within 14 PSI. I think it's 16 PSI off from cylinder 1. So we're probably not getting 2 seasons out of this motor, but we could definitely get 1. Cylinder 3 had a shit ton of oil in it because of a bad spark plug tube seal, so 230 PSI. So we're just gonna assume it's fine. It's fine. Cylinder 4, 170, not bad, within tolerance. Cylinder 5, our highest cylinder, 187 PSI, so a little bit over, but also a little bit of oil in there, so it tracks. And cylinder 6, 181. So, not my professional opinion, but this guy right here says fucking sender and bender, so I guess that's what we're gonna do.
Next thing we're going to do is start draining the radiator, engine, and trans of all fluids. And then we're going to go ahead and remove the coolers from the radiator core support so we get that out of the way once we come back to it. We're going to take a quick break from working on the front of the car and hop into the car to start removing the shifter. And while you're removing your shifter, it's probably a good time to go ahead and take your cats out, because the shifter and cats will really get caught on everything in the process of trying to pull the motor. It is not a fun time. Definitely do this now. But once we're done with that, we're going to hop back out of the side of the car and start removing the radiator core support, the radiator, and swinging the AC condenser out of the way. We discovered quite a few things in the process of doing this. One of the things being that my radiator actually has a diagonal hole going right to the front of it that I didn't see. But so it's a good thing that we're replacing the radiator in the off season anyway. Once you get done with that, we can go ahead and hop back into the car and I can start working on disconnecting the 3 wiring harness connectors that are in the passenger seat footwell. They're kind of a pain in the ass, and I tend to break connectors, so I do this very, very carefully and pray that I don't break anything. But once we're done, I'm gonna hop back out the car and I'm gonna disconnect the 3 wiring harness connectors that are attached to the passenger side strut tower. Now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and get started with unbolting the accessory drive. So we're going to loosen the tension on the pulleys and then go ahead and unbolt our alternator and AC compressor from the motor. And now we've gotten to the final part where you find out what you forgot to disconnect and you get the motor out with some help from the homie.
Hey guys, before I hop into the outro for the video, I just want to go ahead and say Happy New Year's. I hope everybody enjoyed some quality time with friends and family during the holidays. I know I did. In fact, enjoying quality time with friends and family is the reason why this video did not go up on Monday like I would have liked it to do. But it is what it is. You gotta spend time with your family. We're not all here for eternity, so you gotta make the time you have with everybody count. So, hopping into the outro of the video. We did it. We actually pulled the Z, or the VQ and the trans, out of my 350Z. So now we can actually hop into doing all of the really necessary and fun things for this motor before we put it back together and take it to Z1 to go get retuned. I didn't shoot the rest of the video mainly because, or actually, I didn't upload the rest or the end of everything else we shot just because the camera quality was horrendous. We had got the engine out like right before the sun went down, and everything after that is just so dark that the quality is not even really worth showing. But the only thing we did after the motor came out was separate the engine and trans, put the trans on a tire, put the engine on a tire stand, not a tire stand, but an engine stand. And it's literally sitting right over there waiting for the parts that are supposed to show up today to show up. So I go to give you guys a quick little look around the garage and show you the trans and the engine. We got our CDO1 sitting right there on a accelerator tire, which surprisingly enough, sidewall still looks good, so I might actually use that. And we have our VQ35DE sitting here on the engine stand, just awaiting some much needed maintenance, love, and attention. But that's all going to be stuff that we take care of in the upcoming episode of Off-Season Chronicles. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know the editing quality is really bad. I want to apologize for that. I'm still getting used to doing all this. I'm not an editor by trade. I enjoy editing, but this video pretty much wound up being difficult for me to make because I had to, one, film this entire video, something I haven't done in a long time, which is shoot long format content. And two, I also had to do it on a new editing software, which is DaVinci Resolve. So I'm still trying to figure out all the ins and outs of DaVinci Resolve, so bear with me. Hopefully the videos that come out after this one all are much better than this one. But I think that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys later.